Greetings, peoples of the Volca. I want to do something different today. I've wanted to do a tutorial or walkthrough style presentation on the Korg Volca Bass since I've had it for a while because I love this thing. And I kind of want to show some simple things you can do with it to really get a unique performance while using it. I think it's a performance device. I don't think it is just a sequencer. You can do some sequencing, which is what we're going to do today, because that's fun. You don't have to have a lot of musical skill to get a sequence in here. You just need to use step record and know what your sequence is. And I thought the song Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics would be the perfect thing to put in here because you can get a really close sound out of the synth on this that matches the song. And the combination of the two tracks that are slightly different makes it just a great song to mess around with and really show the unit off to your friends, etc. So let's get into it. One important thing that I had to realize about the Volca Bass is that it's actually a polyphonic synthesizer. So it's polyphonic because we have 3 VCOs that are alterable. We can change the pitch, we can turn them on or off, and we can change the sequence for them, as well as the wave type, either between a sawtooth or a square wave. This is kind of the default that you'll get when you turn the thing on. You also have a VCO group, and this affects how you can perform or record the sequences in. And so this is a cool feature about this particular song is we're going to record using all 3 VCOs on. But we're just going to listen to the first VCO so we can get an idea what the sound is. We'll tune the sound in first. But that's so we can get the first track in all 3 slots, and we'll leverage that later for performance. So I found these cool patch sheets online. I'll link it up in the description. But you get 3 per page, and you can just sketch out what your patch is and what you're doing. And this is the basic starting point to get that sound from Sweet Dreams, the oscillator setup. So let's dial that in right now. Okay, so this will give us a kind of a basic sound. But what happens is if we turn the sustain on and the amp on, we can subtle attack, and this sounds really close to the sound. What we can do now is move into programming one of the riffs. Now the original song, Annie and Dave both had something to do with the melody and the groove, really. And I feel like Dave put the groove down and Annie put the melody down. You can learn all about this from an excellent series of videos by Dr. Mix. You got to go check them out. I'll put a link in the description. But he explains what happened. It's pretty cool. For this, what we're going to do is we're going to program in the main line. And this is for Annie's part. And we're just going to program this in using step record mode and entering the steps at the appropriate octaves. And we're going to capture it on all 3 channels at the same time while we're recording. But we're only going to be listening to this oscillator as we go along. So here we go. Let's go to step record mode. And let's plug it in. So octave 2, M4. And then M4 again. And then octave 3, M4. 16. M7. Octave 4. M7. Octave 3, M4, then 16, octave 2, then 12, and 12 again, and then octave 3, 12, 16, octave 2, 11, again, octave 311, and then 16, and then we're done. So let's play that back and see what it sounds like. Okay. All right, so that's another aspect about the song. So the song is, this is 2 measures. You imagine these being 16th notes in a 1 bar measure, or 1 bar. And this is a note, this is a quarter 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 note. So we have that many subdivisions to work with. So what we need to do is just take the original tempo and cut it in half, and then we'll effectively get 2 bars of 8th notes. And then we can program the whole sequence, or hear it as it sounded on the original. So let's turn this down to 62, and play it again. All right, sounds pretty good. So what we need to do now is put in Dave's part. So let's go over to single control group, and then let's move to VCO2. Now when we record, so let's play this back. Let's just switch off VCO1, turn on VCO2, and let's listen to the track. So I'm thinking of VCO2 as a track. They call it a part here, but this sequence is just for VCO2 now that we're on single VCO group mode and we have that selected and we're listening to it as well. It's not muted. That can trip me up. I'll be here and I'll think and it's all messed up. So make sure you got that aligned. How we can clear this and make our own part on it is just clear part. So now VCO2 is empty. And if we go back and listen to VCO1, VCO3, which is a chorus at this point, that's the original track. So we've got that on those VCOs. Why I put it on VCO2, that could be on 3. It doesn't really matter. It's just to illustrate the fact that you can do this type of sequencing. Let's turn that off. The VCO2 is where we're going to program in Dave's part. So here's Dave's part. This is kind of the groove. I guess this is what was being played first, and then Annie kind of threw down her patch while he was playing. So let's program that in. Octave 3, M4. And then the next is a step where we don't play it, we're gonna skip it. So what we're gonna do is press record. That means either delete what was there if there was something there, or just skip the step and move to the next step. Now we wanna do 16 twice, and then skip a step again, or blank a step. 16 again, M4, 16, 12, skip a step, 12, 12, 11, 11, M2, 14. And then we're done with track 2. So let's listen to that and see what it sounds like. Cool, let's listen to them together. Wow, that is amazing. I think that just sounds so cool. Now how we can make this sound even more authentic. Let's take VCO2 and make it a square wave. And let's detune it a little bit. To me that sounds so close to the original. Let's go up a little bit. Rich. So let's add VCO3 in. Let's tune it down. Oh, that's so bad. your own sequences, plug in some new ones, some old ones, learn about it. Sweet dreams.